The quiet dismantling of promises and priorities meant to safeguard Britain's future has unfolded like a political thriller, but the fallout is far too real. Labour's scrapping of the much-anticipated pot for life pension reform has left retirement savers betrayed and scrambling for answers. Meanwhile, Sadiq Khan is under fire for pouring £6.3 million into renaming London's overground train lines, a move critics have branded a woke vanity project, while crime and homelessness surge in the capital. And just when you thought the stakes couldn't get higher, Labour's Defence Secretary has announced sweeping military cuts at a time when global tensions are boiling over, coinciding with British-made missiles striking Russian targets for the first time. Each of these developments exposes a layer of dysfunction and misplaced priorities that cuts deep into the trust of the British public. Let's begin with the pension overhaul that promised to change the lives of millions. Introduced by former Conservative Chancellor Jeremy Hunt, the Pot for Life initiative was designed to streamline a broken pension system. Millions of UK workers have accumulated multiple small pension pots as they've changed jobs, leaving their savings scattered, forgotten, and often mismanaged. Hunt's vision was to give workers one portable pension pot that followed them throughout their career, simplifying retirement planning and preventing lost funds. The initiative was widely praised as an elegant solution to a glaring problem. But as of today, that solution is no more. Labour has quietly abandoned the proposal, with the Department for Work and Pensions official confirming that no active work is being taken forward on the plan. The decision was made without public consultation or announcement, leaving workers blindsided. Experts in the pensions industry offered mixed reviews of the Pot for Life idea. Kate Smith of Aegon warned that the scheme could increase costs for lower-income workers by dismantling the economies of scale that larger pension providers rely on. But others, like Pension Bee's Becky O'Connor, highlighted its potential to improve retirement outcomes, provided it was implemented with proper safeguards. The public overwhelmingly supported the concept, valuing the simplicity and transparency it promised. Now, Labour's quiet abandonment of the plan feels like a betrayal. Workers are left in the same chaotic system, forced to navigate a maze of fragmented pensions, while their retirement savings hang in the balance. For a party that promised to prioritise the needs of ordinary people, Labour's decision sends a troubling message about its commitment to meaningful reform. The sense of misplaced priorities deepens in London, where Mayor Sadiq Khan has come under fire for his controversial overground rebranding project. The initiative involves renaming 6 overground lines to reflect London's diversity and history, with names like the Windrush Line and the Suffragette Line. While the move is intended to celebrate the city's cultural heritage and improve navigation, it comes at a staggering cost of £6.3 million. Critics argue that the project is a glaring example of misplaced priorities. London is in the grip of a crime epidemic, with violent offences dominating headlines, and homelessness remains a pressing issue. Just days before the rebranding announcement, Khan allocated £4.8 million to tackle homelessness, a figure that pales in comparison to the £6.3 million spent on renaming train lines. Conservative leader Neil Garrett didn't hold back, calling the rebrand a spectacular waste of money and accusing Khan of prioritising a vanity project over the real needs of Londoners. "This money could have made a real difference," he said, pointing to the disparity in funding. The Taxpayers' Alliance joined the chorus of criticism, accusing Khan of virtue-signalling nonsense, while commuters struggle with dirty, unreliable trains. "Londoners just want their trains to be clean and run on time," said William Yarwood, a spokesman for the group. While Transport for London has defended the project as a way to improve the passenger experience, many Londoners are unconvinced. With the changes set to roll out across 113 stations starting November 25th, the backlash shows no signs of subsiding. As Londoners question their mayor's priorities, a far graver issue is unfolding on the national stage. In Parliament, Labour's Defence Secretary John Healey unveiled a £500 million package of cuts to the UK's military budget. The plan includes decommissioning 5 warships, dozens of helicopters, and a fleet of drones, which Healey described as outdated and uneconomical to maintain. Among the casualties are flagship assault ships HMS Albion and HMS Bulwark, which have both served as symbols of Britain's naval power. The Type 23 frigate, HMS Northumberland, described as structurally damaged beyond repair, is also set to be retired, along with 2 Wave-class tankers that have not been to sea for years. The cuts extend to 46 Watchkeeper drones and 14 Chinook helicopters, some of which have been in service for over 35 years. Healy defended the decision as common sense, arguing that the savings would be reinvested into future technologies and personnel. But timing is everything, and Healy's announcement comes as Ukraine has reportedly used British-made Storm Shadow missiles to strike Russian targets for the first time. The strikes have escalated tensions in the ongoing conflict, raising questions about Britain's ability to respond to global threats. Critics argue that cutting military resources now sends the wrong message to both allies and adversaries. Healy sought to deflect criticism by blaming the Conservatives for leaving the Ministry of Defence in financial disarray. He pledged to increase the UK's defence budget to 2.5% of national income, but failed to provide a timeline for this commitment. While the pledge may offer some reassurance, it does little to address the immediate concerns of military readiness in a rapidly changing world. The simultaneous unravelling of these 3 stories, Labour's pension betrayal, Khan's overground rebrand, and the military cuts, paints a bleak picture of political priorities in the UK. Each decision, taken on its own, might be defensible. Together, they reveal a troubling pattern of short-term thinking and misplaced values. For workers nearing retirement, the abandonment of the Pot for Life scheme represents a failure to provide the stability they deserve. For Londoners, Khan's rebranding project feels like an insult to those grappling with real challenges, from housing insecurity to rising crime. And for servicemen and women, the military cuts are a stark reminder of how easily their needs can be overshadowed by political expediency. What's most alarming is the underlying sense of betrayal. These stories aren't just about policy, they're about trust. Workers who believed in Labour's commitment to reform are left wondering whether their voices matter. Londoners, already frustrated with the state of their city, see their mayor prioritising symbolism over substance, and the military personnel tasked with defending the nation are forced to question whether their government has their backs in an increasingly volatile world. The question now is how these decisions will shape the political landscape moving forward. Will Labour face a backlash for its abandonment of pension reform? Can Sadiq Khan justify his spending to a city in crisis? And will the military cuts leave Britain vulnerable in a time of escalating global threats? The answers remain unclear, but one thing is certain. The fallout from these scandals is far from over. As the public grows increasingly disillusioned, the pressure on leaders to justify their decisions will only intensify. Trust is a fragile thing, and in politics it's often the first casualty. Whether it's pensions, public transport, or national defence, the people of Britain deserve leaders who prioritise their needs over personal legacies and political calculations. Until that happens, the scandals will continue to pile up, and the public will continue to pay the price.